Welcome in to the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview, proudly presented by Arkansas Tech University, D3 Auto Sales, and by Metcalf Trucking Company. Today we sit down with Walnut Ridge Bobcat head coach Jeff Blake. This pigskin preview is brought to you by Eric Tate Farms.
Welcome back into the Hometown Sports Arkansas Football Preview, presented by the Arkansas Sports Network. Got Coach Jeff Blake of the Walnut Ridge Bobcats here as we are going to talk some Walnut Ridge football. And Coach, man, I just appreciate you coming over here and joining me today.
I appreciate y'all for doing this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a labor of love, I'll say that. Coach, let's talk about what happened last year. You guys had a pretty good year. I think injuries got you at the end a little bit, maybe cut your season, maybe a game or two short. But tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, our non-conference schedule was probably just as good as anybody's in the Class 3A. I mean, we played three conference champions in our non-conference schedule. One of them was the state runner-up in the 2A level. Then we had to go down to Camden Harmony Grove, and we lost to them on a Hail Mary at the end of the game. So we had some tough competition there, and we ended up 8-4. But our guys, they played hard. A group of seniors, you couldn't ask for anything better from those guys and what they brought to this program and just how they played each and every night. And, we had some injuries. Our starting quarterback got hurt during the Hoxie game, and our starting middle linebacker got hurt during the Hoxie game. And we didn't get our linebacker back the rest of the season, but our quarterback came back for the Junction City game in the second round. And we just ran into Junction City, and really nobody could stop each other in that game. It was a shootout, but they just got the best of us that night. But it was a great year for our guys, and they played hard, and they just a solid foundation that they built for this program.
Yeah, that's always good. You got kids following kids, building expectations. You guys have had a successful program here at Walnut Ridge. It's one of those programs that if you don't come and see it for yourself, you don't know a lot about it. Last year we got a chance to see that against Hoxie. You guys were right there in it the first half, and your quarterback gets hurt. It kind of changed the game a little bit there. But you guys played for the conference championship that night at Hoxie. Of course, we know that's a great rivalry, and we are going to be here for that one this year. So it's going to be a good one here. Let's talk a little bit about your assistants and who you have on staff and what they do.
I'll start with Coach Ward. He's been here probably 20 years. He's our defense coordinator. We base out of 4-4 cover 3, but we do multiple things. Just depends on what teams are giving us that week. Coach Fisher, he's been here just longer than that probably, and he's our offense coordinator. We run the single wing, so he knows that inside and out. And I'm more of a spread guy. He's kind of a single wing, so we kind of just mesh everything together. And it works great. We put a lot of points on the board. We do have a lot of great players too that know what to do and do a great job there. Coach Hart, he's also assistant baseball coach, but he's one of our assistants. He coaches the receivers. And then we have Coach Will, who's one of our assistants in softball, and then he also coaches the defensive backs and outside linebackers.
Okay. Well, I'll get to that question in a minute here. Let's talk a little bit about who you return.
Yep.
Tell us what the team might look like this year.
We returned our All-State offensive tackle, Colin Andrews, which he's got an offer right now from Arkansas Tech, and he's getting a lot more interest. He's 6'4", 305 pounds, and he's a road grader. We run behind him 90% of the time, and other teams know it, and which we don't care. We'll keep running behind him. Enrique Perez is another All-State running back that we got returning. And he rushed for almost 1,700 yards last year. It was 1,694. But we get him back, and we obviously get our quarterback back. And we also returned Jaden Salisbury, who's going to replace Robbie Tate at that fullback spot, which Salisbury kind of backed up Jersey there at quarterback. But he's a runner, and he's good. He broke his thumb against Salem and didn't play the rest of the year last year. So hopefully he can stay healthy. And if he can stay healthy, we'll be tough to handle on the opposite side of football. Defensive line-wise, you got River Hancock, who's an all-conference player. You got Brogan Tate, who's an all-conference player. We return both of those guys, and they're a huge force up front. We got to make sure that they control the line of scrimmage like they always do. they do a great job there. And we play a lot of guys both ways, three-way, 3A ball, but you got Gunnar Tiedemeyer returning the middle linebacker. There's probably more. We return a lot of guys. We return probably. We lost three offensive linemen and a tight end. That's pretty much it. So we returned pretty much everybody else. So we got to replace those 3 linemen, which that's what we're trying to work on right now, and it's tough. We got to get them. We got to get our offensive line working together. We have some talent there. It's just trying to get them to do what the guys did for us last year. And, they're doing a good job right now, but it needs to come together and we get into fall camp.
So you talked about a lot of kids. I know you mentioned one All-Stater.
2 All-Staters.
2 All-Staters. So tell us about some of the All-Conference type kids as well.
Yeah, Brogan Tate, River Hancock, which I just mentioned, those playing defensive line, and they also play blocking back. We return Jonathan Hughes, who's an all-conference player. We're going to move him to center. He was our backup center last year. He'll be replacing Wyatt Davis. He did a good job in the spring, but we got to make sure that he's ready to go for the season. We returned Jaden Salisbury was an all-conference player for us. Gunnar Tiedemeyer was an all-conference player for us. Trying to think who else off the top of my head.
Didn't mean to put you on the spot there, but you got several.
We got a lot. We got a lot of guys, and we bring up a 9th grade class that won back-to-back conference championships as 8th graders and 9th graders. So our juniors were conference champions whenever they were in 9th grade, and then our seniors were runner-up. We lost in overtime to OCO, so we almost had 3 conference championships there, 3-peat there. But we move up some 9th graders that are very talented. We have 6'4" tight end and Trevor Augustine. We're looking for him to take over from Mark Atfield's tight end spot and defensive end. And he's a great player, and obviously being 6'4", 260, he can control his own path. He can do whatever he wants to, and he's a great player for us.
All right. Let's talk about a surprise. Maybe somebody that might surprise people. I think you touched on the 9th grader there. Anybody else that might surprise people that people don't know about?
Yeah, we have 2 9th graders, offensive line-wise, Corbin Gilliams and Asher Johnson, who we're looking for them to play a big role, compete for one of those offensive line spots. And they were very good for us in junior high. And we're looking for those guys to play major roles. We also move up Riley Ritchie, who's we're looking for him to play a major role on the defense side of the ball. He'll be a 10th grader. He'll be a surprise. And with people in our conference, they know these kids. But he's a great player for us. And then we move up my son, and Jace Blake also, who's the junior high quarterback. He'll play receiver and safety for us. And hopefully he can do exactly what we expect him to do. And be kind of the leader back there in the secondary and make sure we're getting our calls and everything going back there.
That's you sound like you got a lot of good returners.
We do have a lot of guys returning.
Let's
a lot
talk
of pressure.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your conference, because your conference got tougher over the year, didn't it?
Yes, it did. We got a lot tougher. You got Rivercrest, Newport, and Osceola, which is always Osceola. Rivercrest coming in and Newport coming in, which Newport was they were still 3A, but they were in that other conference. But they're always talented. Rivercrest is always talented. And then you just added Coach Hooks to Osceola. And nothing but respect for him and everything that he does. And he does a great job. And we joke with him all the time, but we were really hoping he wouldn't coming back. But he's a great coach, and he does a great job. And they're going to be ready to go. And obviously, Coach Sears at Hoxie does a great job with those guys, and they're always ready to go. Which they're always tough. And then Manila, and Harrisburg, and Piggott, great coaches, and they're always. There's really not an easy game in our conference. Our conference has tough games each and every night. And if the team is down, they're still going to be well coached. If they're down in town, they're going to be well coached, and that's what you got to be prepared for each and every night.
Tell us a little bit about your schedule and what you are doing with your schedule this year.
We kept EPC. We moved EPC to week 0 instead of playing in week 2. We're going to play them week 0. Coach Powell does a great job. They're one of the premier 2A teams in the state. We always like playing them. It's kind of an old rivalry whenever Walnut Ridge used to be in 2A. So that's kind of love keeping that game. We picked up Truman, Highland. We're not playing Highland this year. We picked up Truman. And they're always a tough 4A. They're always a perennial playoff team in 4A, and they have a rich history. We're going to play them week 1, and then we're going to play Earl, which is another good 2A school that we're going down to Earl this year. They're always tough, and they always bring athleticism. So that's our non-conference. Then our conference, we start off with Manila. So we got to make sure that we're starting off on the right foot. We go with Manila, then to Osceola, and then Newport and Piggott, and then Hoxie and Harrisburg there at the end. So it'll be tough. And then Rivercrest is in there somewhere. I can't remember.
So tell us a little bit about that Hoxie game. That's a unique game. A lot of people don't know that literally, well, from what I was told by your AD, that your baseball field just out here is in the Hoxie School
It's in
District.
their school district, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, our base, the Midway Road is what separates us.
Yeah.
And it's just probably about 2 miles down the road. It's not far at all, which I coached at Hoxie for 7 years. I was there for 7 years under Coach Sears, and he does a great job. In that game, I mean, the whole town will be here. It's an awesome atmosphere, and they're always competitive. Walnut Ridge is always competitive. It's always a good game, and we're looking for that again this year.
So tell us a little bit. This will be the last thing, and I always ask coaches this at the end. It will be a successful season at Walnut Ridge if.
We're just trying to go win each week. That's what we're trying to do. Our kids know that. We're trying to go 1-0 each and every week. We always obviously want to make the playoffs, conference championship. That's always the goal. And then we always want to try to be playing on Thanksgiving. We think if you make it to Thanksgiving, it's anybody's game at that point. You got to have some breaks go your way, and once you make it to Thanksgiving, you're a state title contender. And that's kind of our goal each and every year. We always want to try to get to Thanksgiving just to get our chance to play for a state championship.
All right, that's the Walnut Ridge season preview here, brought to you by the Arkansas Sports Network, Hometown Sports. You can catch all the content right here on YouTube and on Facebook. You can watch your favorite team, whether it be Walnut Ridge or it could be another team, and you just want to see what Walnut Ridge is going to do this year. So anyway, we appreciate you joining us, and we'll be back once again very soon.
Thanks again for joining us on the Arkansas Sports Network's Hometown Sports Football Preview. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Arkansas Sports Network on YouTube to catch more previews and all the latest updates on your favorite teams.